All right, guys, let's get into the deal of the week here, okay? All right, so deal of the week. So this house is on a street called Countryside in our local market. It's a 3-bed, 1-bath, got a little carport there. If you're watching on video, this is one of the houses that we bought at our local real estate meetup group. Someone came to the front and was like, hey, we got this house for sale. Doesn't need much work, and I want this amount. And then we went and bought it for, I think, $5K less than they wanted. So beautiful deal, just the power of networking, the power of us. We went out the next morning. This event's like 8 o'clock at night. We went out the next morning and then got it under contract by 10 a.m. the next day. So just action, man.
Moving.
Yeah, action. So we'll get into some pictures of this one. We bought it for about $100,000. It had a rental in it for a tenant in it for about 5 years, give or take. So it was rehabbed about 5 years ago. So the kitchen is good. If you want to flip to the kitchen here real quick, T. York. So yeah, 5-year-old kitchen, like decent cabinets. I think that's granite. I think that looks like granite too. Decent appliances. The majority of our cost on this was going to be the roof and then flooring and paint. So we had about a $17,000 a rental budget. We spent that.
Rehab.
I'm sorry.
That's
Rehab
okay.
budget. Thank you.
Yeah.
Rehab budget. And we spent that. So we were looking for about $165,000 ARV to be able to execute the BRRRR strategy, get a 75% loan, pay our purchase, and rehab costs plus some private lender money interest.
Mm-hmm.
We funded this with a private lender, and then kind of roll that into a long-term note and start cash flowing. The rent amount on this is about $1,595 a month in this area. So with interest rates where they are today, this type of house for us 3 to 10 years ago would have cash flowed $280 a month.
Yeah.
Net. And this particular one is about 85 to 95. So for you to buy long-term rentals, that's kind of where the numbers are right now. That 200 to 300 in our market at least is just kind of gone. So about $1,000 a year this thing cash flows. Yeah. But with all the other benefits that real estate provides, adding equity to the balance sheet, tax benefits, debt pay down, appreciation, all this stuff. We'll do this deal all day long right now because we're at 8.5% interest. We can get it done, and then hopefully in 5 years or so we can execute some sort of refinance and get this at a much better, more appetizing
rent increases, whatever that looks like. There's opportunities to increase that
for sure.
Cash flow number 2
for sure. Yeah, we always say like day one cash flow is usually the least cash flow you'll get if you keep up the property the way it's supposed to be kept up. So
Morgan says cash flow is cash flow.
Cash flow is cash flow. We're positive.
Facts.
And most like rentals 2, 3, 4 years ago, you didn't even have to look at the rental number. Like if it was in a certain area and you bought it at the discount you needed to, and you could execute the BRRRRs from a loan to value standpoint, you knew it would cash flow.
Yeah.
This time you could still do that, but you got to really plug in the formula because most of the times they're not cash flow positive these days.
Yeah.
Usually they're like $100 a month loss.
Yeah.
So
and again, it's what's your motivation, right? Like obviously the future growth and wealth of real estate appreciating, or that cash flow number, which again, like you need a lot of those cash flow numbers to really make an impact, or replace income or whatever that looks like in the short term. So yeah, if it makes sense for you to take on that, it's not even a risk because like you are cash flowing still, but it's not your $200 to $300
for sure. But it was a quick turn. We bought it from a local tired landlord. He has a portfolio of 30 rentals or so, and was like just wanted to sell. We do it all the time. Like the rental turn is too much that we want to spend. We don't want to outlay. He would have had to outlay about $17,000, just like we did, to get this back up to snuff. Instead of doing that, he bought it 5 years ago. He probably has a loan balance of 60 or 70. He can go make 30 or 40 grand, and instead of spending 17 grand.
Right.
So it's a net difference of $60,000 in this dude's pocket by selling this one rental. And
at his stage in life too, right?
Yeah.
Like obviously there's different strategies, and like people either consolidate upgrade asset classes, whatever they're looking to do. So I mean, the fact that this gentleman wanted to sell this is not like a red flag in any way, right?
No, it happens all the time. We do it pretty often. Every turn we evaluate, hey, is this something we want to keep forever? And then, if we want to keep it forever, then we're a little more flexible on the turn budget. But if it's not something we want to keep forever and it's over $10,000 turn, we look at selling it.
Yeah.
And we sell them as is usually and make, I don't know, it's usually not 30 or 40. It's usually more like 15 or 20.
Yeah.
But that's 15 or 20 on top of that what we had to put in. So it's a net 30 to 40 grand in our pocket every single one of these that we do.
Yeah.
And then we can go start fresh and execute another BRRRR from scratch and be into a new cash flowing rental for zero out of pocket.
Fluid, baby.
Yeah, it's fluid. And it just shows the power of having these assets and having the flexibility and control on you can do a lot of different stuff with them.
Yeah.
So
love it.
I love it. So we got to the point where we finished the rehab and then we took it to a bank and he was like, all right, I'll talk to an appraisal. He'll be contacting you and then we'll set up a time to meet at the property. I was like, perfect. That was like a Friday. Come Monday, we get a call that our property has been vandalized.
Oh.
So people went in there, they ripped cabinets off the walls, they sprayed, they had like a paint bucket, our spare paint bucket that we keep in the closet. They took off the lid and put it all over the floor, all over the walls. So we pretty much had to we're in the middle of it right now. Have to rehab this thing.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
Did you find out who did this?
Yes. So
is there a story?
There is a story. So they hung out in there for a little bit.
Okay.
Ordered some local pizza, Emos.
All right.
Left their receipt, the pizza box, and their credit card in the house.
Man,
they're
on that ketamine, dog.
No, man, good for them. Yeah, hopefully. I mean, people on ketamine probably think clearer than this. This is a mistake. They were juveniles of some degree. I don't know how young, but probably mommy and daddy's credit card.
Yeah.
But we called local authorities, and there's not much we can do. We figured out what house they live in. It's 6 houses down. Like, man, well, what's going to stop them from doing this again? But luckily, we have some connections with local law enforcement around here.
Relationships,
yeah. And they kind of threw some cuffs on them for a little bit and scared the crap out of them and talked to their parents and stuff. So hopefully they never do it again. And the sad part is flexibility, right? We gotta change course on this. We can't have $17,000 extra into this rental. I mean, we could. It's just not the right business play.
Yeah.
So, we're gonna be into it for instead of 117, we're gonna be into it for 134. We're gonna go list it for 165 after commissions and closing costs and stuff. Maybe net 15 to 20.
Yeah.
And that's a win in lieu of spending that extra, 15 or 20 grand.
I know you're getting on the social media game, which I love to see.
That train,
Follow
baby.
Lucas FasterFreedom, by the way.
Yeah.
But yeah, everybody, I see the comments of everybody's like, oh, it's so easy for you, Sam. It's so easy. But they don't see this stuff.
Oh, yeah.
This stuff happens to everybody.
Oh, yeah.
Love the transparency. Obviously, love that you found an avenue to still win.
Yeah.
And love that you scared those kids. You might have changed those kids' life.
That and ketamine is all they needed.
Yeah. Man, I watch enough crime shows to know that you don't leave the receipts.
Yeah, bro. That's like rule number 1.
Yeah. Clean up the mess.
Yeah. Wasn't the best. This was last week we figured this out. And something else that happened the same day was we have a 9-unit apartment building. Residential upstairs and then commercial downstairs.
Okay.
And the commercial tenants, one of the residential units upstairs, the guy turned on the sink and forgot it was on or fell asleep, overflowed the sink. All the water came crashing down on the commercial tenant below. Man, we had to do restoration, new rehab. Now we got to figure out what to do with this tenant. It's a mess, man. Real estate, there could be some challenges.
You had the wet bandits.
Yeah,
you had the wet bandits upstairs.
I wish we had the sticky bandits.
That's our calling card.
Yeah. But anyway, it's a grind sometimes, man, and just got to persevere. Are we gonna give up though? You think, Steve? Nah, man. We're gonna keep pushing through, man. Cool. All right. Well, that's our deal of the week. Hopefully that was helpful. Those deals are still out there. That was a long-term rental too. We obviously had the option to do a midterm or short-term if we needed to, but didn't have to on that one. But it would probably still work if we did.
Thanks for watching. We appreciate it. Make sure to hit that like button, comment with something you learned, and make sure to subscribe to this channel. We give away more free advice on how to create wealth based on things we actually do every single day than any other channel on YouTube. Make sure to share this with a friend because our mission is to inspire you to think differently about freedom.